Yeah. The water must be warm right there. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dirt Grease Outdoor Peace. We've got some problems down here at the pond again. No. Yes, it does. You watch my videos. Sometimes. Yeah. Why? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. A little less wind would be nice, but can't complain. So we came down to the pond the other day, and I see there wasn't much water coming out of the overflow, which is funny because everything just thawed out, and we had some more rain. So it was funny just to see this little trickle here. Actually, it was a little bit more yesterday.
I'm gonna try to get in there, man.
The day before. And I'm gonna have to round up some oversized stone or some riprap or something and try to keep this thing from washing out more. So I see the little bit of water there. I see the water was real high. And I came around the other side of the dam to look at what I want to do is clear all this brush off of here and the backside too, and then fix up this pond dam. When I got over here, I heard water coming from the upper side, and I knew right away something was wrong. And I can't get over there because it gets so thick right there and it's all prickers, but the water got high and started washing over the dam. There's an old apple tree right there, a wild apple tree, and it's washed out right in front of it. If we catch the wind here at a lull, you might be able to hear it down there. Well, you can see some of the water right here. So it's basically, you can kind of see it through the brush there. So you probably can't hear it, but so that's going to be a project for this summer. There is really the only place I can get the more good clay from is over here on this bank. I can strip that brush back and peel the topsoil off and start digging some of that clay out, and I can lay it over here on this side, and then either push it with the excavator or bring the tractor down here and push it across there. You can see this big hole here, and there's more holes up through there. I don't know if it's muskrats or woodchucks or what it is, so I need to try to build this up a little bit, but also the water level is too high. So I'm just going to take the excavator and cut some dirt off of that overflow that I made a couple years ago. I'm also going to try to use the water as a level, and as I cut that off of there, I want to try to make the water flow wider over there. If we had the laser before when I did this, I don't think we did. I didn't. I should have had one, or should have used one to set up the side to side on this so it was level. So then if I can, I'll come over here and maybe even down there or up through there, I'll grab some of that gravelly stuff and try to build this hole back up right here a little bit, just to buy some time. But for the amount of water that comes through here when it's really flowing, it hasn't held up too bad. I know the dirt's not going to hold up in that hole. What I was trying to do is just grab some gravelly material and dump it in there so the water would wash the dirt away and leave the stones behind. Maybe slow the water down a little bit there, leave the big stones in there. Definitely going to have to get some riprap or some bigger stone to lay in there. There's an old pasture right on the other side of the brush there, and there's piles of stone in the little ravine. I should talk to the neighbor about trying to get some of that stone for lining that, but at least I have a wider area here for the water to drain out of, and hopefully it won't channel down through so much. I left that grassy stuff there so that the water wouldn't dig any more of that out. This is all hard virgin ground here, so with it draining flat it should hold up pretty good. I tried to widen that out down through there so when we do get a bigger rain the water can spread out and not cut through there so bad. I just hope it's enough, at least with the width of this. If we get a bunch of rain or something, the width of this is going to help take the surge. I'm going to try to track on the dam over there and see if I can peel some of the brush out of there and be able to see exactly what's going on over there. That would be nice, but we'll see how the dam holds up on the other side. I also, the gravelly stuff I was pulling out of the bottom there, I was trying to build up this corner, and I think that is a good idea for next year, is to peel the brush and the topsoil off of here and start digging some clay and trying to get it over here to the other side. If it was in the summer and it was dry, there would be nothing coming out of here, so it could just drive right across there, no problem. Well, I made it over to the corner where it's leaking. I started pulling this brush out of the edge of the pond here, and I just didn't like how the roots were coming out into the pond dam, and I see how high the water level is, and I didn't want to create another leak here, so I ended up leaving this other stuff on the edge until I can fix everything up and square the top of this dam up a little bit. But I did clear off this other side here, and I cleared off some of the stuff on the top here. At least I could walk over there and see. It's bad over here. At least the dam's solid underneath the tracks, and I didn't feel like I was sinking anywhere. There is, a lot of topsoil on the top, but there was a spot here, there was a big hole, and I could just shove the bucket right down through there. It's amazing that this whole thing didn't wash away. And I have, well, I don't have, but there is fish in the pond. There's bass and there's some sunfish in there. So, you know, that would probably be the worst thing about losing the pond dam would be seeing all those fish wash away and end up getting killed, because there is no other pond downstream of here. It just weaves down through this old pasture, and it's just a creek the whole rest of the way down. I did slow down the leak here. It's at least probably half of what it was before, but you can see how close this thing is to just completely washing out. It's already washed out quite a bit. Most likely when we had the big thaw and some rain before, that's what you see washing across here, and it's washed out quite a bit there. And it's down to, you know, just a small trickle there, but it's so high up on the dam right here. It's, you know, it's only a couple inches from going over. Actually, this is what I wanted to see before when I did the other repair. I just was running out of time. I wanted to see the level going across to the other outlet there and how it looked to the corner, and it's, yeah, the water level is just a little bit too high. I was doing a bad job of judging the water level here. I was going off of what it looked like over there. Well, that doesn't matter at all. That's just where we enjoy the pond from. This is the problem here. That's just, you know, two or 3 inches from washing over, and then it's so narrow right here, it wouldn't take much. So I'm running out of battery, I'm running out of card space, I'm running out of fuel. What I'm going to try to do is go over there and just cut that overflow down another couple inches. Right now I'd just rather lose the water and be able to sleep at night when we get a big storm or a surge, because that's what fills this pond, is just runoff from man, I don't even know how many acres up there. It's probably, it goes up the hill this way and up the hill that way slightly, and it must drain maybe 400 or 500 acres up to the north. And I just want to make sure that we get a big rain or some kind of surge or something, that this that I'm not worried about this all the time. So yeah, we made some progress. At least I was able to get over here and see exactly what the damage is and what this looks like. I did slow it down a lot, but I need to do a little bit more. But at least this will give me a little more motivation. Ouch, damn prickers. This will give me more motivation this year to dedicate some time to, when it's dry, pulling out the rest of this brush and getting on the other side there and getting that good material, building this pond dam back up, and saving the pond, be able to drive down here and enjoy this summer. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to get this video put out as soon as I can. Today is March 9th. It's just another beautiful day here for early March. I mean, you really can't ask for better weather here in western New York. The We still have some snow up by the house. A little bit here and there. Some of the spots this morning when I went for a walk were still frosty in the ground. So it looks like we got another decent day tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be mild Wednesday, but then it looks like temperatures drop back off and it gets cold and crappy for a little while, but that's fine. We have plenty of work inside. We've been working on remodeling the house, so we have plenty of work in there to keep us busy, and that means that that'll be a little bit longer until I have to be cutting grass. So thankful for that. We need to get a bunch done in the house before that part of the season rolls around. So appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate those that watch till the end. If you do me a favor and go down there, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Leave a comment on what you're working on, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Dirt, grease, outdoor, peace.